You're recording and all set.
All right. Oh, we're live. Oh, hi. Hello out there, everybody in the internet world. It's your boy A-Rok here, and tonight is a special night because we are going to be talking about our panel called Pokemon Throughout the Years. It said year, but it's actually meant to say years. But for this panel, we're going to be talking about the history throughout Pokemon and like from where it began to where it is now. Those that want to join in can join in. It's anybody that loves to like watch, read, or even write fan fiction of Pokemon. Y'all can come and join in and talk about it with us. And I think we're live on Facebook. Are we live on Facebook?
Yes, okay. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, our website, a lot of platforms.
Okay, just making sure. But yeah, like, okay, if you guys have any questions, like you can tell us through any of the Q&As through Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, if anything. If you guys have any questions about it. So I want to talk about how Pokemon began. And when Pokemon began, it was like back in 1995 when it came out with Pokemon Red and Green. When at the time Pokemon Red and Green was out in Japan and it didn't come out in America until like 2 years later. And with Pokemon Red and Green, like you had the first you had like two of the starter Pokemon to actually come out in that. You had Charizard for Red, Venusaur for Green, obviously. In each of those games, Pokemon Red and Green had exclusive Pokemon for their own personal games. And how did you have to get them? You had to go through trades and everything. I mean, like if I were me, like I was, let's see, in 1995, I was like 3, and I didn't even know about Pokemon until it actually came out like 2 years after it came out in the U.S. But I enjoyed Pokemon. I mean, I didn't know about it until like when I was 8. I didn't know about Pokemon until I was 8, and at the time I was about to get ready for throat surgery too. The first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Blue for the Game Boy brick, and at the time it was a fun game. The farthest I got to at the time was like Viridian Forest. Whatever. In any case, though, look. In any case, no. I know you guys aren't stupid about Pokemon, and because they fuck a lot, and you guys are all cool with that. But the game, I loved this game so much from where it began. And like in 1997, we had Pokemon Red and Blue, but keep in mind though, Pokemon Blue never came out until Japan in 1996. And that was like a year after Red and Green was a success. Yes. And then when Pokemon Yellow came out, like in another year for the Game Boy, that's when it actually started becoming in full color in 1997 when it was released in Japan and in America. And like in the shortest amount of time, Pokemon Yellow was like the special Pikachu edition where you start out with the starter Pokemon Pikachu. You didn't get Pokemon like Charizard or like Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle for that version. No. No, you didn't get them at that time. You had to get Pikachu and Pikachu only. You wanted to get Eevee, like you got Trainer Blue over here, like, no, that's my Eevee. Let me get that thing. That was like a low blow move right there. Oh, Jacob says Pikachu's overrated. Non-popular opinion. Pikachu is overrated. Pikachu is overrated. Knowing that it's one of the most popular Pokemon in the world right now. Oh, but like Pokemon Yellow, that was when it first began with the Game Boy Color. That's when it's like one of the first few colored Game Boy games out there in the world. Well, and not only that, Pokemon Yellow was actually one of the most top-selling Pokemon games in the '90s. Make it ended up it made like over 10 million copies sold in just 2 days worldwide, and that's a huge record for back in the '90s. How did I know that? How did I know that is because like I read an article on Game Informer magazine from the '90s, from like an old like a 2002. Yeah, there's a literal gang with squirrels called Squirrel Squad. That was actually somehow mentioned in Pokemon Yellow when you have to go to Vermilion City to go see Officer Jenny in the center of town. They talk about like, hey, we've got this. Hey, we managed to catch the squirrel. The rest of them left. You want to take it? Well, yeah, sure, let's take it. Oh no, now there's a fight going on in the chat. Hey, no fighting. If you're gonna fight, only the Pokemon can fight each other. I'm more of a Bulbasaur person, but I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, everybody has their favorites when it comes to Pokemon. And I mean, from like in my perspective of Pokemon, I like fast Pokemon. Sneasel, that's a fast one. Shoot. And anyway, anyways, when Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow was actually successful, that's when Game Freak was like, "Hey, I got an idea. Let's keep making more." And then like that's when everybody was like on. That's when Nintendo got on board. Like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And then, which makes 1999 Pokemon Gold and Silver, which came out with this with a new generation. Whew, excuse me. Ugh. It's hard to talk so fast sometimes. Anyway, with Pokemon Gold and Silver, you had two legendary flying birds, one in the air and one in the sea. The one in the air being Lugia, a rainbow chicken. Then you have Lugia, the sea snake of the Pokemon world, and the most biggest one at that. but that's but that was amazing. And like during the beta process of Pokemon Gold and Silver, like there was like mad changes when they first made like the beta versions of the actual Pokemon. When you saw Wooper, that was like, I didn't even know how that was. I don't even know why they made that. And like there were some other changes too. Like when they made Slowking, Slowking. It was they kept it like that. They kept Slowking the way it was when it was in the beta. When I saw like first up and coming beta versions of the Gold and Silver, the Gold and Silver Pokemon, I was in shock to see how they looked before the finalized version of the series. Is when it came out. Ooh, excuse me. Then you got to see like new types of versions. Like you had dark and skill type added into the mix as well, because that's when you saw like bite being a normal type move in generation 1, that you knew you had to make it better, because in Pokemon Gold and Silver Generation 2 made bite into went from a normal type into being a dark type move, because it would because we all know that biting is like that dark. And oh, my favorite. What's your favorite Pokemon game? Me? I actually enjoy Pokemon Crystal, which we're actually about to get into, since Pokemon Crystal was actually the first game to actually have a pseudo legendary on the cover, which would be Suicune, because that was also the debut. Because Gen 4 remake when? Of course, yes, Pokemon Crystal, because that's when they debuted a first ever boy or girl decision. You could actually go, it's either gold, or you can actually be the new character girl, Crystal. But when you see the anime version, they have different names. Jacob says, mine is Emerald because this is the first ever game that I played. Oh, that's pretty amazing. My cousin. Oh, your cousin gave it to you. Oh, Crystal says she loved the Mystery Dungeon games. I mean, the Mystery Dungeon games were good. I mean, like you. I mean, like they had talk. I mean, the Pokemon could actually talk, and then like, I mean, when you start out in Pokemon. Oh, okay. They had a. Oh yeah, because like Mystery Dungeons had a plot to this story. Oh yeah, we were still talking. Oh yeah, we were still on the topic on Crystal. But yeah, like in Pokemon Crystal, Gold and Silver versions, like you had to go. You were in church. You started out in Newbark Town, and you just had to go. You had to immediately go to the professor, and it was, and not only that, like Generation Two also included like the first ever like real time sequence. Like you could actually catch Pokemon in real time on your Game Boy. They could actually tell like what time it is when you set the clock on there. And that being said, it also includes like how to catch Pokemon at a certain time and date. Like you had to catch like during the daytime, you in Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal, you had to catch Pidgeys and Rattatas in the first route. Oh, you had to catch Laprases on Fridays. Oh yeah, oh yeah, like they had to be like. I think I remember it was as far as I remember. I think you had to catch Lapras with in a Super Rod at the Dragon's Den. I think it was. Was it Dragon's Den? Correct me if I'm wrong. In the Slowpoke well. Okay. Okay. And then at night you have to like in the nighttime you have to catch Hoots and Noctowls at night because like I mean they're owls. Of course they're gonna be nocturnal. Nocturnal. So, flying birds in the daytime, flying owls in the nighttime. Same thing. Same type. But then yeah, but and then when Pokemon started going like get successful with their handheld games, Nintendo decided, hey, decided to make it into a 3D game for their actual bigger consoles. Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64. I actually got that as a birthday present back in the day when I was like 7. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I knew that I was willing to play Pokemon Stadium. And, yeah, of course they were fun, Jacob. Yes, they were fun. The reason why, because the announcer was annoying though. Oh yeah, the announcer was annoying at some point in time when you were playing the game and you had to go into the options menu like hey, let's mute this guy. He's annoying. Let's get rid of him. Boom. Give him the boot. To move on. Pokemon Stadium is actually a pretty amazing game because it was like the first 3D graphics and it also included like how to get Mewtwo in the game and Mew because you had to go through everything that Pokemon Stadium had to offer. Like the gym leader castle for one, and then you had to go through the stadium fights, free battle sometimes when you wanted to actually practice. Then you had to go to the fun zone to play through all the games and actually win them all. And then on top of that, with Pokemon Stadium, you could also like use like the Game Boy transfer pack to actually connect onto your N64 controller, so that way you can actually play the game on the bigger console. Make sense? I think it would make sense. Playing like playing Pokemon Red and Blue on the Pokemon Stadium, that's epic. Because I actually, I'm gonna be honest, I played Pokemon Yellow on Pokemon Stadium when I had it, but they didn't even stop there. They also had Pokemon Stadium ended up getting a sequel, which also included the same features, except like they added like an extra gym leader castle in the second version. Because after you defeated the first 8 gym leaders for the Johto region, they let you take on the Kanto gym leaders in the second one. And like it was insane because like I had to go through all 8 of them. The way the gym leader castles was processed, you look at the first Pokemon Stadium game, you get you get 3 trainers and the gym leaders in each one of them. But in the second one, you get like a certain amount of trainers and then the gym leader. Here, you go to Jasmine's gym and you're like, okay, and you just go and take her on like just like that, cause like she don't have anybody else. Because not only that, Jasmine was actually the first Steel type gym leader. That she had like Magnemites, which became Electric and Steel type at that time. I'm babbling. my what's my favorite Pokemon game character? Oh, okay. Please don't. Okay, I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this, but my favorite Pokemon character in the game, it would actually have to be. It's actually gonna have to be Erica from Celadon City. I like Erica. She's like I know she uses like grass types. Ariel like, yes, Erica Stan. I know you guys are. I know you guys look at it. I mean, you guys seen Erica like she has an amazing personality. Like she's calm, she's quiet, and on top of that, and on top of that, in the anime version, she owns a perfume store, and yet her gym is the shape of a Vileplume's flower petals. At least in the anime. At least in the anime. Favorite Pokemon anime? Oh, this is actually going to be a fun one. I actually enjoyed the Pokemon Advanced arc. Okay, Jacob, I had out early, but oh yeah, thanks for coming by, Jacob. Mm. But it, but yeah, like yeah, Advance is pretty good, and because like in Ruby, yeah, because like it started with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, where for the first time like the main character from the Pokemon game, which was May, now gets introduced into the anime series. That was actually the I think that was the first time they included like the girl characters for the main storyline in Pokemon anime. Oh yeah, I mean like she like I mean in the manga version of Pokemon Adventures, like May went into Pokemon gym battles, where in the anime it's the complete opposite. She goes into Pokemon contests. Like in the Pokemon games you have to go through like Pokemon contests where you have to actually try to decide which which style you rather go with and make it to the go from starters to the masters. What's my favorite starter Pokemon? Oh, I haven't. Oh, yeah, I haven't said. No, I didn't say what starter is my favorite. My Pokemon starter. I didn't say my favorite starter. I would have to say mine would be Trico. Trico is a gecko. Geckos climb trees, and plus it reminded me of Gex from the Gex 64 games. But I'll save Gex for another day. But what I'm talking right now is Gen 3, because that is amazingly how like Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire was like good because they actually these you get to actually ride on your Pokemon in that series in Gen 3. In the game you couldn't back in Gens 1 and 2 you weren't able to ride on them. You just had to like watch your Pokemon swim through it. Well, you were like where? Like where was the trainer? All I'm seeing is a Pokemon riding all over the waters and I'm not even on it. I'm not even on that Pokemon riding it. And it's the Generation One, the water Pokemon looked like a seal or a tent or like a jellyfish. For sure, Lapras. What town would I live in? That's an easy one. That's actually an easy one. I would live in Fall Arbor Town because they have an amazing hot spring. Fall Arbor, yeah, like with Fall Arbor Town, you got hot springs, you got sand baths, and on top of that, you can get like medicine herbs right there. Plus, you can just but you can just like jump the hedges from like the other side just to get to the next route. You know, because with Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, like their gym battles, like there was there was something very interesting about that because like when I played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, the most challenging gym was like facing off against your own dad, facing off against Norman, the Hellberg gym. And when you went there the first time, you couldn't face him. Like, and your dad was like, "Hey, can't face me. This is not yet. You gotta get like 4 more badges. Take the first one in Rustboro City." Okay. So I go to Rustboro City. I take on Roxanne, and you have to beat her with whatever Pokemon you've got because she's got rock types. It's like you're facing a female Brock, only it's a different other Pokemon besides Onyx. When you ultimate, what did you stand with Nurse Joy? Oh, why you gotta make me choose between those two? I mean, why make this hard for me? Oh, ha ha ha. But in all seriousness, I would say like Nurse Joy because like she's been around longer than anybody, from the first game to what we are at now. You know, in the Pokemon anime, like you in the Pokemon anime, like you got a picture. She's showing pictures of her entire family, like they're all similar. Like, how was they? And like they all got the same. Like, how are they the same? Did you marry twins? Did you marry twin husbands, Nurse Joy? What are you hiding? Jesus. Are you really cloning yourself? And that goes the same for you, Officer Jenny. Don't think I'm leaving you out of the equation. I know what y'all be doing. Those genetics may be hardcore, but I think the reality is y'all just cloning each other. Exactly, Ariel. Honestly, the greatest joke in throughout the entire series. Seriously. And then it just catches up to you in like the Unova region too. Like you got the battle training areas in the anime series. Like you got battle trainer Mike's. Like, dude, are they octuplets? Oh, jeez. But Generation 3 was a pretty amazing thing because they also included the Battle Frontier now. Yeah, I swear their story came from the same planet as Clefairy. The same planet. What planet? Like, what planet doesn't have with Nurse Joys and Clefairies? The moon? Planet Mars? Where? Where does it say that? Where are you, where are you even from, Nurse Joy? But yeah, but if you look in the Orange Islands version, like you see Nurse Joy is like somewhat tan. You can tell because like in the Orange Islands there is nothing but sun and sand, and some islands actually are like that. but then, but let's see. Okay, let's just move on to Gen 4 with the series. Gen 4 with let's see, you got Kanto, the Sinnoh region. Yes, Sinnoh region. That's where they actually had like Gen 4. Yes, Gen 4. We're about to talk about Generation 4, where you start off in a new town and you don't even know where you're supposed to go. And the professor is like in the next town, and you have no Pokemon to go with until like you have to go to near, so you have to go to a Lake Acuity, I think, or Lake Valor. And that's where you actually meet the professor and you find his briefcase. And then like kind of like, but Starly come out here like, hey, hey, why don't you come out here? Here, you're on our turf now. Ain't nobody mess with my turf. So you have to grab the briefcase and pick which starter you have to go with. So you had Turtwig, which was a grass turtle, Chimchar, which is a fire monkey, and Penguin, and the water penguin Piplup. And like, you know what? I'll go with Chimchar. I'll burn you. I'll burn all you birds into chicken. I'll make y'all for dinner. So you pick Chimchar, like, yeah, I'm gonna burn you guys. I'm gonna turn you to dinner. Or if you get Turtwig, like, hey, this guy's grass type. Let's get him. Bad idea. Or if you choose Piplup, like, hey, you guys are birds? I'm a bird. They'll be like, no, you're not. You're a land bird. You can't fly. Then Piplup comes out of nowhere, like, you know what? Bubble beam. Them Starlies are dead. And then you have to go all the way to the next town to go see Professor Rowan, he is the one professor out of all of them who doesn't even have an expression change at all. It's just like like what is you like? Is that how you look? What is that face? Are you mad? Somebody get upset? Or are you just mad that I'm here? Here. I'm like, Professor Owen's a very mysterious man. And we can all agree to that. We all know he has like that same face he makes everywhere. It's kind of intimidating if you think about it. Ooh, sorry, I'm getting a little bit out of breath. Favorite Pokemon generation? Generation 3 is my all-time favorite. Even though I started out at Gen 1, I still say that Generation 3 was actually the best out of all of them. Let's see. Generation 3, why? Why? Because they introduced the Battle Frontier at the time, and that's what I actually like about that one. They actually brought in a bigger challenge there. You finish the story in the Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and be like, oh, that's it. Is that it? Am I done? Like they didn't add it. Like the only thing that they had were other than the Regirock, Registeel, Regice type of mystery thing. They also had like Latios and Latias flying all over the place somewhere. And then like in Pokemon Emerald, they had to add the Battle Frontier, which actually was a great addition to it because like you could actually catch some Pokemon that you couldn't catch anywhere else. And at the same time, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green were remade from the first generation, and they even added the Sevi Islands. Okay, I'm trying to stay awake right now. But in all seriousness, let's see. Okay, back to Generation 4. That's where everybody started having like Pokemon Diamond, Pokemon Pearl, and then Pokemon Platinum. That's where they actually added Giratina into the mix. When they in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, you couldn't get Giratina until like after the game was finished. But in the Platinum version, you could actually catch him before you could catch Dialga and Palkia. And then you could go as either you could go in with any Pokemon you want. You could try and catch him. And like the oh my god, I'm trying to catch my breath here. And also like during Generation during Generation 3, they actually brought in Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which Crystal mentioned earlier to me, saying that was her favorite. I didn't forget. And like those two were actually the other type of second, like these spin-off type of games. But it felt like it was part of the main plot, but I felt like it wasn't part of a main plot. It was like more like a side story for me. When you played as West and Coliseum, like you had to go with your Espeon and Umbreon, and then in XD Gale of Darkness, you started out with Eevee, and you could evolve Eevee to anything back then, and this was before the Center Region too. And then you got Pokemon on friggin' Black and White with Unova region. You started out in a small town, but then things happened. Pokemon. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. Like, I have a very small memory when it comes to Generation 5 from the Unova region games, because like I have barely remember any of the. I barely remember any of the towns. I played some of the gym battles on YouTube, but like I have a hard time remembering the towns in general. But the gym leaders, they were a handful, especially especially when it came to the Elite Four. Like you had to, or Berg was a pain when it came to bug type. No, that was Aaron. Aaron was the bug trainer. Then it came. Then it came like. No wait. Oh my god, I'm getting mixed up here. I'm trying to remember when it comes to Generation 5. Like I don't have much of a memory with that. I mean, I have the videos on YouTube, but like all I know is that Iris was the champion in the sequel of Black and White, Black 2 and White 2, and that was when you had to actually merge Kyurem with either Reshiram or Zekrom. Excuse me, I'm trying to get a little more comfortable. I mean, you guys remember that part with Generation 5, right? Sorry. But Gen 6, though, with the Kalos region, that's where 3D gaming took off with X and Y in the Kalos region. Like in Generation 4, you had to make poffins, but in this game, you actually could make like little crepes, those little cream cookies. I want to say. I want to say cream. I want to say crepes. I mean, that was the most delicious thing I've seen. I mean, like, and plus you can actually like be in 3D, like 3 dimensional. You didn't. I mean, you didn't see like 16-bit pixel art, 16-bit pixel art from the previous games. No, they didn't include that. They added 3D functions, and on top of that, you had to go through each and every single gym, just like everything else. Else they had the same type of methods. That that was some pretty intense stuff right there. Okay, then favorite Pokemon villain. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about the villains. Team Rocket in Generation 1. Then you had they came out in Generation 1 and then came back again in the second generation after Giovanni disbanded Team Rocket after you beat him in the Viridian Gym. But Team Rocket is still my all-time favorite villains. In Gen 3, you had to choose Team Magma or Team Aqua to help out with. Oh, yay! And plus, like in the Pokemon Red and Blue versions, you had ordinary Rocket Grunts. In Pokemon Yellow, you had included Jesse and James alongside that series. And that was only in Pokemon Yellow. So in Pokemon on Ruby and Sapphire, you had in Magma, you had Team Magma and Sapphire, and you had Team Aqua in Ruby. But in Pokemon Emerald, you're like tied in the middle of these two in their war. Like Groudon, like wants the whole day to be bright and sunny. Meanwhile, Kyogre had to like make everything drain. Anyone remember the episode dedicated to James? Oh, I think I know the one. Holy Matrimony. I think that was the episode. I think it was Holy Matrimony because like that entire episode showed like James's backstory, like what he really was before he joined Team Rocket. He was rich, and plus he left because he was engaged to be wed by someone he don't even like. Am I on? Did I get it right or? Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, but since like we're sort of up to date with what everything's been going on, like everybody knows what happens in Sun and Moon. Like, there's no gyms in Sun and Moon. You have to go through trials, and you have to fight each of the Kahunas. Like it were the Kahunas. Even in the end, you still fought like almost all of the Kahunas. That's an Elite Four. Or Sun and Moon, yeah, they had like yes, it included like a whole bunch of new stuff, but the gym leaders, where were they? There were none. There were just trial leaders. But I don't even know. It was just crazy. Crazy. You read the manga version these of all these series put together, and it's still going on, by the way. And it's completely darker. Like you got Pokemon Red, you got Pokemon Trainer Red, and he started out with a Poliwhirl. I mean, everybody here should remember Pokemon Adventures. It was a manga back back when Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow came out. That was when that was when you saw with Red and Green on their adventures and like how they ventured throughout the regions. But in like Pokemon Sun and Moon, you actually get to see Red and Green like all grown up. Like they're like 21 or something. Like and Red's youth, he still doesn't speak after all these years. Yeah, Green can still talk. Oh, it's like, oh, okay. So there's a link to how to make poffins. And it's like throughout the entire years of Pokemon, it inspired each and every person in the world, like from animation to fan art, fan fictions, and to making their own Pokemon and making food recipes from the series. I mean, like favorite fan fiction. Um, I have not read any Pokemon fan fiction, honestly. I have I honestly have not, but I would like to read something out of it. I mean, like I mean, there's got to be like relationship fan fictions out there somewhere now. But if you guys really want to check out like Pokemon fan fiction stories, like I like read some of it on fanfiction.net, which is actually a legit website. I swear to you, it is legit. Fanfiction.net. You can just search up whatever Pokemon fanfiction story in there, and we may I mean, and who knows? Maybe next time we can, if I'm able to, we can do like a fan fiction reading. But let's talk about Pokemon for right now. We can talk about the anime. Awful, absolutely not for the public. Aw. I'm sure it's not that bad. Wait, is it an M-rated fanfiction story? It's like an 18 plus fanfiction. Shameful. Oh. Okay, let's see. Not for mature audience. Okay, it's not MA. Okay, it's not MA. Okay. That's okay, that's one thing that's just embarrassing. Oh yeah, N. He was actually the villain in Black and White too, actually. But in the sequel, no, it was his dad. That much I actually can remember. That N was the villain. Let's see how much time left. Okay, we got 15 minutes. All right, now we're gonna go straight the Pokemon anime itself. With and we all know Ash Ketchum, right? We all know where this is going. Yes, we all know where this is going. A 10-year-old boy from Pallet Town who travels with Pikachu. How old is he really? We don't even know. All we know is like his current age now is 11. And yet like when 1997 when the Pokemon anime came out, he was 10 years old. All years of experience stored in his hat, says Ariel. Yeah, but like he changes hats every region. No, not every region. I'm not. No, that ain't right. He like after the Johto region, he ended up getting new clothes after that. That's why. Oh yeah, like for like in for like he ended up catching like all the starters in each series. Well, not all the starters. Okay, well, not all the starters. In the first generation, he caught Bulbasaur first, and then he caught Charmander, which then later evolved into Charizard, which treated him like this, which ended up like disobeying him like a little punk ideas. And then you got Squirtle. Like in Generation 2, he first caught a Chikorita, and then later caught Cyndaquil in a cave, and then had to fight with Misty over Totodile when getting caught in a lore ball. And then in the third generation, like he catches Trico, and only Trico. May took Torchic, and then Brock catches a Mudkip. So technically, all the starters were with them, just not with Ash. Who do I ship, Ash? Oh, okay, this is getting like all right. Okay, let's see. We all know that him and Misty have a huge history. That we can agree on. Like, yes, Misty's song. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember Misty's song. That was so sad. And like during like they all traveled throughout the Johto region and in the Kanto. And after and like she came back in one episode in like the 2-part Togepi special. And that's where like Misty had to give up Togepi when it evolved into Togetic. Um and like that was the last time we saw Misty after that. And then we didn't see Misty come back until like in Alola, where they took a trip to the Kanto region. And then again after Ash came back from the Johto region. But still, like Ash ended up catching like over 100 Pokemon now. He caught like Like he's caught he caught muck from the power plant. He caught 30 toros in a safari zone. I don't know how. I don't know why. 'Cause, like in the Japanese version, like they censored it, they kept that episode out there because it was in the Legend of Dratini where Ash caught 30 toros in the safari zone. Yeah, Ash caught 30 toros, and it was and like yeah, like Ash caught like 30 toros in the Japanese episode, The Legend of Dratini. That episode didn't air in America because of the fact that the warden of the Safari Zone was pointing a gun in front of Ash's face. And plus, Meowth's dressed up as Hitler, and nobody likes Hitler. Dressing up like Hitler on TV isn't cool. Yeah, you don't believe me? There's an article about it on a Bulbapedia website. The entire episode list, the list of the episode of was actually banned in America, along with the Electric Soldier Porygon episode, which, by the way, ended up like giving over 20,000 kids seizures because they weren't in a well lit room. The hospitals were packed that day, and after that episode they banned it from television completely before it could even come to America. And Porygon was immediately banned from television as well. That was really bad. Even in Holiday Hijinks, they also had to like make a change with Jinx. It was a Christmas special, and Jinx was like black faced, and they had to change Jinx's like skin color from black to purplish pink. Oh, Pokemon movies. Okay. My favorite Pokemon movie would have to be Pokemon the Movie 2000, which introduced Lugia, and that's one. I mean, in all the Pokemon movies, like they sometimes introduce new Pokemon from the next generation before it actually releases. Like in Generation One, they introduced Togepi and Marill. In Generation Two, they ended up introducing like Kecleons in the series before they were even actually in there. And then later brought in Blaziken. Oh what did I say? Rad Moon Cookie. You've never seen any Pokemon movie? Oh my god. Ariel, Pokemon Forever trauma. How? Oh my god, how did it traumatize you? I mean, you're free to the pirate Pokemon movie. Oh, that was Pokemon Ranger with Manaphy. I mean, you can. I mean, if you have a microphone, you can speak. You can tell us about it. The soundtrack. Oh yeah, the soundtrack was amazing. Okay. In Pokemon Heroes, they introduced like Latios and Latias before the Hoenn region started, and they also included Wailmer before. They also like introduced Wailmer in there in Pokemon Heroes. Oh yeah, like and like think about it. In Legend of Entei, there was unknown, and Entei was like the and for like the villain is a little girl, and like her ability is like her imagination too. Like she can kill us with imagination. Oh my god. But, yeah, and let's see. Yeah, Pokemon Rangers with the Legend of Manaphy. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That one's pretty crazy a little. Like the most caught up with that I have with Pokemon movies would have to be up to the Sinnoh region with the Rise of Darkrai. and the Legend of Arceus, who basically apparently is the god of Pokemon. Like, Arceus created this. Like, where was Arceus when this happened? Overall, like when Pokemon throughout the years, it was amazing in my point of view, because if I could be a Pokemon, what would I be? I would be Riolu, because like he has swift feet and he can actually like take on all comers. Like, he may be small, but he sure can kick some butt. Yeah, yeah. Like Pokemon for me, I grew up watching watching the entire series and movies. Not to mention playing the games as well. I mean, not all of them, but I played most of them. So, like, my favorite. Well, okay. Somebody. Okay, my favorite generation. Like, I know you weren't here for this, Mikey, but it was actually Generation 3 of out of all of them. Who is the lamest Pokemon? Who is the lamest Pokemon? Let's see. Magikarp. Magikarp, he's not the lamest Pokemon because like he evolved into Gyarados, which will actually like you make fun of Magikarp before it evolved into Gyarados, like yeah, you're gonna regret that later. You're like to match like you say this to Magikarp, oh, you suck. You can't do nothing. And then later then it just evolves. Well, it's actually like then you just kick him into the water and then it just evolves into a Gyarados. It's like he just creeps up in front of your face like, what did you just say about me? Who is the best Pokemon? In my opinion, Sunkern has lower stats than Magikarp? Does it really? Wow. Red Moon Cookie says she spent most of her time watching the XYZ series. I mean, the XYZ series ain't that bad. I mean, the XYZ series wasn't so bad. I mean, like, I wish they made a Pokemon Z, in my opinion, because, like, you get Zygarde. Pokemon Z gets Zygarde. Or, like, in future years, you could see, like, Pokemon Shield and Sword, and, like, you get, like, later on, you might find out that like, people make a joke about what kind of version they want to see, like, Pokemon Gun. Like, where's the gun Pokemon at then? And then you don't see it. Give Grookey the gun. Oh my god, Grookey the gun. In conclusion. Sorry about that. All right, conclusion time. I know I'm gonna be a little fanboy right now, so I'm just gonna go around and say it. Holy freaking fiddle faddle. You could see did you guys even notice in the series? It's gonna come to like Generation 3. You could actually go into the forest and like into Route 114 where you have to go and find a Skarmory. Instead you keep finding Spinda and all that dust. So I'm like, oh man. And like Skarmory was a rare find in that area too. It was like it was right near like Fall Arbor Town. And you have to go and keep finding Skarmory until like you couldn't keep finding Spinda everywhere. Yeah. And fun fact though, if you see one Spinda, like the next time you see another Spinda, it'll be completely different. No two Spinda are alike. They're all completely different. And on top of that, like with the series and overall, like they introduced like shiny Pokemon in the second generation. Like my first shiny was actually a hatched shiny Igglybuff, and like I was surprised. Like they introduced shiny Pokemon by then, and like throughout the years, like you could find shiny Pokemon through like certain methods, or you could just like hack the game. Like that'd be no fun. You hack the whole system like that, or how's that gonna be? How's you like getting a shiny Pokemon like that? That's not fun. Or if you like go to a daycare center, like, hey, let me breed this thing. I want to get a shiny out of it. Or and then you like just put that certain Pokemon, like give him Ditto into the daycare, like come back like that you come back like a couple of bike rides later, like, hey, the Pokemon made an egg. You want it? Yes. Then you have to freaking run around in circles on your bicycle all day long until it could actually hatch. That's like, and then surprise, surprise, it's not a shiny. And then you have to keep doing that over and over again just so you can actually get the shiny. First shiny, first time. It was a friggin' Roggenrola. Oh, that's pretty cool. Roggenrola is pretty nice. But like you have to go. The most disappointing. Okay, Mikey, your first shiny was a Geodude. Uh, I mean, shiny Pokemon are great and all, but like as long as like you like right nowadays people like do it competitively when it comes to stats. A Diglett in a Minecraft game. Oh boy. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. Do I play competitively? I used to, but I don't anymore. I just play casually now. So that's it. That's basically it for my panel right there. That was all the information of Pokemon that I had to share with all of you that I had in my head that I actually some that I actually memorized in my for like this panel. I hope you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. On a scale of 10 to 10, 1 to 10, how much do you like Pokemon? On a scale of 1 to 10, 15. Whoops.
Thanks for that panel, A-Rok. It was super interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so
I
I'm gonna.
really loved it.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.